College did not necessarily prepare me as an entrepreneur for the real world. College prepared me to get a job. So it was literally in that moment that I decided that what I'm doing today does not light me up, does not make me excited. And I was just like, that's not fun. So what I did decide to do, if you are a business owner trying to understand how do you actually generate business online, that is literally the problem that I've been trying to figure out for the last 17 years. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonathan DeLeon. I now own, I guess at this point, I've owned 2 digital marketing agencies, generated hundreds of millions of dollars of impact and change across some of the brands and the businesses I've worked with through digital marketing. When somebody is asking me, I actually got the question the other day, why or how did you even get into digital marketing? And the funny thing enough is just like, I did not know what to do. I literally had no idea what to do. And I found myself going to college, trying to understand like, hey, I have to pick a degree. I have to pick my life. At this point, I know nothing about the world. I know nothing about business. I know nothing about anything. I initially went to school for, I think, chemistry, and then maybe switched over to graphic design, and then eventually switched over to computer science, which I was like, oh, this is so cool, computer science. But then this is literally what happened. This is how I got into digital marketing. I was doing homework. I think it was like my sophomore year or something, the second year into college. And my homework for computer science was build the Mandelbrot set. And I was just like, what in the world? I'm literally putting pixels in random places all over the screen. And at a click of a button, I had to program all this in Java. And I was like, dang, man, spending hours and hours and hours trying to figure this thing out. And yes, I did figure it out, for those of you who are wondering. But I had a friend, and he was always coming over to do homework or just to hang out. I looked at his homework, and he was doing international business. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? And he said, yeah, man, this is the homework. I started looking at it. I was like, whoa, this looks so crazy. Compared to what I'm doing right now, this looks so cool. And so I literally was like, man, this is wild. And then he kept coming over. He showed me his marketing homework, showed me his accounting homework, showed me all this business homework. And I was like, dude, this is so cool. What am I doing? I'm literally learning how to put random fake pixels on the screen in a random order just to satisfy somebody's desire for me to do that. I'm like, that's wild. So it was literally in that moment that I decided that what I'm doing today does not light me up, does not make me excited. And I was just like, that's not fun. So what I did decide to do was switch my entire career to business. I was like, oh man, I want to learn. Dude, I was having visions. I was like, oh man, I'm going to open up the DeLeon Computer Solutions. I'm going to open up a fix your laptop kind of situation, use my technology skills in a way to help people. And that started me down the path of trying to understand what the heck am I doing. Anyways, I switched to majors to business management, loved it, got super involved, got super in leadership roles. I was literally the leader for leaders for the clubs, for the College of Business. And so I met a lot of people. I met the dean, all these kinds of things that everyone should, quote unquote, aspire to have as a perfect student. I was an ambassador for this. I was this, that, the other. I was the face of the college, all of it. Anyways, what college did not prepare me for was the real world. As much as it did, it also didn't, in the sense of I was an entrepreneur. College did not necessarily prepare me as an entrepreneur for the real world. College prepared me to get a job, and that's pretty much what it did a great job at doing. But even after college, like literally, this is my story. Right after college, I literally did not get a job. So what I did, I couldn't get a job. I didn't have the experience. I didn't have whatever it is that people wanted. There's this big gap for college students. There's just like, oh, you don't have the experience, but yet you can't get the experience without the job, but yet they won't hire you because you don't have the experience. So it's a catch-22. What do you have? And I realized that nobody's going to solve my problems but me. So what I did was this. I literally was like, what am I doing now that people would want to hire me for? Like, what do I know that people would want to hire me for? What can I learn that people would want to hire me for? I was like, man, everyone wants to be on social media. Everyone knows they should be on social media, or Facebook is still super popular. So let me help businesses get on there. And that's exactly what I did. I literally started up my own agency, and the one skill that I did learn in college a lot of is business networking. So I was going to networking events, meeting a bunch of people, having a bunch of one-on-ones, and just shaking hands, smiling, all of that. I went ahead and did that, and I started up my own business, my first agency, and basically it was called The Social Lion. It was a social media marketing agency helping to support businesses from social media management to paid traffic to converting leads through landing pages. I was actually way ahead of my time. I even did some influencer marketing back then for the Orlando Predators. That was pretty wild. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened, in the sense that I sort of fell into it because I was always a problem solver. I just enjoyed business. I enjoyed the idea of technology. I enjoyed helping people solve their problems and figuring out things that they don't either have time to do or don't know how to do. And just really being that consultant, or that consultative mind to really help support businesses. So how did I end up in digital marketing? I sort of just was doing my homework. My friend was doing their homework, and I was in computer science at the time. And I said, dude, my homework is no fun. Your homework looks fun. Let me switch. I switched, got super involved in gaining some skills and business skills like networking. And after college, I couldn't find a job. I decided, man, what can I offer? And I started offering digital marketing. And then I just learned from there. I actually failed many times. I feel bad for some of the clients initially, but I did it. And that's the thing. And I kept doing it. And I made a full-time job from it. I think I did it for like 2.5 years. And then I went to work with some of the biggest companies in the US in digital marketing, because my own company experience promoted me enough to get a job at some of the big Fortune 50 companies. And that's, history at that point. I mean, I'd literally been just gaining skills, becoming a developer, becoming a this, becoming a that, to really help support businesses at the highest level. So I don't want there to be anything to stop me from helping a business. And when I find something there is to stop me, I start to fix it and figure it out. That is my story of how I got into digital marketing. For those of you, I've gotten that question a couple times, like, oh, how did you even fall into this kind of thing? Honestly, it's, just sort of happened. I mean, as silly as that sounds, it just sort of happened. I did have an interest in technology. I had an interest in business. I figured the combination of the two would be even better. That's my story of how I got into digital marketing. If you like this video, if you like anything about this, on this channel, we really provide some helps and support on how do you actually level up your business, either through experiences that I've had or some experiences that other people have had as well, that I bring onto the channel to talk about. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions. Yeah, good to meet you. Good to have you here. Have a great day.